So, I am officially homeless, and sometimes you gotta just be homeless for a little bit, right? Don't worry about me, I'll figure it out. I have to go places. Now, I wanted to record this video because I think I might be doing a couple from the car until I find a place. Don't worry about me, I'll figure it out. It's just hard during COVID, right? Because I wanted to like couch surf a little bit, but people don't want my germs. I can't blame them because I'm filthy. Now, what do I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the new moon. There's a new moon coming on July 20th. July 20th, 2020, right? And, if we take those zeros out, we got the 222 there. The union energy. And for those of you twin flames that are in separation, this is an opportunity to reunite. Now, it's just an opportunity. It doesn't mean anything really, other than the universe has energy there for you to facilitate that reuniting. If you're coming into union, this would be a great time to do that. But if you're in separation, then it's possible that both of you are going to start to feel energy drawing yourselves back together, and depending on kind of what caused the separation, like, it's almost irrelevant. The twin flame connection is so much beyond any of this like physical plane that it's irrelevant, really. It's irrelevant what happened, because you guys can get past it. Now, having said that, obviously there's probably discussion that has to happen, right? But anyways, this isn't about twin flames. I was just saying that because I noticed the numerology there, and the universe doesn't fuck around with their energy, and the cosmos aligns like a clock, and at certain times, at certain time periods, there's energy that facilitates certain types of growth. Some of the growth can be, with your relationships, or can be internal. And even that 222 energy could be about uniting your own energy, like you're coming into balance with your masculine and your feminine energy. So it may not have anything to do with twin flames. I just wanted to mention that. What this energy really is about being presented with challenges. So the universe most likely has given you a lot of signs now around, and your spirit guides and angels, dragons, fairies, whatever you deal with as your spiritual contacts. They've probably given you tons of signs around like what is your your purpose. And a lot of times we resist the signs, right? Because our rational mind takes over. And so for me, I'll just use myself as an example. I don't think I talk about myself too much on the channel, but I'm gonna do more of that, more vlog type stuff. But anyways, for me, it's been very clear to me that I'm to be a multifaceted psychic, a master of no trade, sort of a jack of all trades psychic. So occasionally I may be able to do some medium work and speak with passed down loved ones. But I've only been able to do that a few different times, and it's been at these kind of crucial moments for the other person. I don't know how to actively jump into that. Another thing that I do is tarot readings and oracle readings. I feel very, very strong psychic connection with that, with my intuition. When I get a little bit of help from the imagery on the cards, that's all I need, and I can run with it. In meditation, I have a lot of clairvoyance, and then when I sleep, I have a lot of clairvoyance as well. But my day-to-day, my third eye is wide open, but I don't see what a lot of people see. I just have knowings. I just know how things are. I know what people are doing. I know where they're going. I know what's going to happen to them later. And it's a very difficult responsibility to have, because, oh, look at that. There's a hawk flying with my vehicle. Hey, buddy. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So hawks mean a lot to me. I won't get into that. Anyways, so it's about, this energy is about challenge and overcoming challenge. It's about the universe saying, here's what we have planned. This is what we think is in your path. This is what we think you should do. And then you resist it, most likely. Or you don't. But the universe will then now put some obstacles in your way to say, like, you know, if you went down this road, it would be great, it would be amazing, but you have to push through. You have to show some initiative. You have to show some faith. And that's why I'm homeless now. And technically speaking, I'm not homeless, because I still pay for the home that I lived in with my wife. We are separated now. But if like if I needed to, if it was an emergency, I could go back there, because you know, I'm still on the lease and whatever anyways. But Spirit very clearly told me the last couple of days in a row that it's time for me to go, and to start you know, doing what I know I'm to do. And what I know I'm to do is to help people with their ascension, soul's evolution process as best as I can, to facilitate their soul's growth. Through doing that, I grow my own soul. I increase the polarity of service to others. Right now, I'm at around a 66% or so service to others, and I want to try to get that up to like an 80. I still spend a lot of time ruminating on my own predicaments and my own stuff, which I think is very human. But the number I got, 66%, which is great. That's great. That's what I want to see. I want to be above 60. Technically speaking, to be harvested, I only need to be at 51% to go to the next density of consciousness. And that's another topic, but what I want to do is get up like into the 80s or 90s. And you know, you might be wondering how I know. How do I know? And honestly, I just ask. I just ask my higher self. And when I asked my higher self, I got 2 bracket 3 was what the vision was. So 2/3, 66%, 66.6 repeating, right? Anyway, whatever. So you're gonna have all these challenges now that get in your way from pursuing your goal, but they're just little things, right? They're just fairly minor, as long as you've been paying attention to the lessons that you've experienced thus far, such as, you know, material things don't matter, you're not going to get external validation, that type of thing. What I ended up doing was literally burning every single bridge that I had, more or less. Like, I've got maybe 2 or 3 good friends, maybe 4 good friends that I could probably call on that would help me if I needed their help. But like, I won't go into too much details, but I had a falling out with my parents. They're not talking to me, and I'm also not talking to them. I told them I'll talk to them when they can apologize for not believing in me. And maybe that's harsh, I don't know. All I know is I can't deal with their negativity. I can't deal with them, like, so for example, well, actually, you know what? Just out of respect for their privacy, I won't go into it. But you'll get these challenges, and then, like, I've been getting told by Spirit to leave. And I had literally negative $400 in my bank account. So I'm like, all right. So I left. But like, I had no money, no food, so I had to come back. And then I was able to manifest some money, which was great. Now I have enough funds to, you know, do what I need to do, and I don't have to worry about money. I still don't have anywhere to sleep, but whatever. It's nice. This is summer. I have a car. Who cares, right? It's just sleep. I don't even sleep that much anyways. But the energy in this new moon is going to start to ramp up probably around the 18th. So in a few days, it's going to start to ramp up, and you're gonna start to feel like these unfinished ties, like, I guess, whether they're karmic. If they're karmic ties, you're gonna feel drawn to close them out, perhaps, and terminate karmic contracts that you have. You're gonna feel drawn to initiate into new contracts with new soulmates, and it's all gonna be freaky. It's all gonna be scary and uncertain. And my interpretation of the energy, I was sitting and thought about it a lot today, and my interpretation is that this is the universe's way of forcing you to show faith, to surrender control. As humans, we try to control every little thing, and if we don't have an answer to something, we just keep pushing at it and poking at it to try and find an answer. And sometimes we have to accept that there is not an answer, or we have to accept that we're just not ready for what the answer is. And so, by the way, I'm growing my hair long as fuck, and I don't know what to do with it. If you guys have tips on how to, like, handle hair in the weird stage as a man, like, maybe I need to get, like, one of those bun things or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna grow it out like Jesus, though. That's for sure. I don't know why I'm talking about that. The energy is gonna facilitate all of these changes. It's new moon energy is always about new beginnings, and this new moon's in Cancer. So if you're a Cancer moon or Cancer sun sign, like, this is gonna affect you probably more. I'm a Cancer moon, so I'm always what's this guy doing? Get out of here, dude! Get out of here, dude! He's like trying to pass me, but there's a giant truck in front. Anyways, people are crazy. People crazy, you know. The old me would have got really mad at that. Really, really mad. So I'm actually proud about that, because I just asked him what he's doing, you know, because he's being crazy. But anyway, so the energy is going to facilitate growth. It's going to facilitate change. It's going to facilitate movement into new things. But it's just an option, right? Like, it's an open door, and the door's not even open. You can't see what's behind it. You just see this kind of cracked open door with light. You're like, oh, there's probably something cool in there, but maybe not. And I'm kind of comfortable here, right? Like, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty, even though it's not what I want it to be, it's still fine, right? And your inner being, your higher self, your spirit guide, spirit team, source, God, doesn't want you fine. They don't want you to be fine. They want you to be fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. And that's the words they'll use. Yes, they say fucking. Well, my higher self does anyway. He loves that word. He dresses like a king, actually. Like, he's like me. He looks exactly like me, but he wears a crown that's too big for his head, so it, like, falls over. He's, like, making fun of that he's the king of the controller. And he also always has a cup. He's the king of cups. So he always has a cup in one of his hands, and he literally just, I don't know, he's an emotional, like, weirdo, and he's got all oversized, like, gowns and all these things. He's just making fun of the idea of being a king, is really what he does, and it's hilarious. Like, at least I think it's hilarious. And he says fuck, and I thought that was weird when I first heard him do that, but anyway, I digress. I decided I'd be a little bit less planned out with my videos, a little bit more improvised, because I feel like I get better content out of the improvisation. And anyways, you don't have to go through the door. You can just ignore it. But the universe only offers these huge changes every so often. It's not, you know, and it's not that you can't make these changes without the universe's energetic assistance, but if you thought that you were getting blocks now, wait until, like, you're trying to push against the universe to do this. Like, wait until you've kind of cemented your path for the next few years, and then you try to change it. You're gonna find the universe just isn't facilitating the change a lot of the times, because you missed you miss that window. And this whole year is about that. I would actually say the next few years are about that. So you'll get more opportunities. So don't feel like I'm saying you have to do anything right now, that you're running out of time. You have all the time in the world. It's up to you what you do. I'm just saying that my interpretation of this energy is challenge. It's not all around relationships. It's not all around work or anything. It's different for each person. The part of their life that they are the least happy with is likely where I would recommend you focus your energy. So if it's relationships, focus there. Like whether it's leaving a relationship, starting a new one, or if it's, you know, your job, your vocation, you have some new project you want to do, or who knows. Whatever it is that's kind of eating away at you a little bit, as far as like you keep thinking about it, or you keep talking yourself into why it's fine the way it is, or you keep talking yourself out of doing anything about it. Those are the tricks. Those are the breadcrumbs you need to follow to figure out what is really gonna be worth looking at in this energy. And keep in mind too, like what I would recommend doing is literally, this is what I did when I was like, well, should I leave? I don't have anywhere to go. But Spirit was very clear. Leave now, leave now, or forever hold your peace, was one of the messages I got. And I thought it was funny because my marriage is ending. And it's not funny. That's not funny. It's not funny that my marriage is ending. It's actually very difficult. My wife was my best friend and still holds that place in my heart. But for obvious reasons, we aren't going to be able to talk like that. And, you know, it hurts. It's hard. It's hard. Because she was always someone who supported me. Always. When my parents didn't, or when other friends didn't believe I could do something, she was always there to support me. And so I'll forever be grateful for her. I'm getting upset just talking about it. But the time was done. It was time. So I had to do it. And this is just, for me, this is just precipitous. It's like, is that a word, precipitous? It's it's a precursor. Yes. A precursor to the rest of the stuff I have to do. And I have a very clear picture of what all that is now. And I'm so grateful for just all of my blessings and all the people that have helped me, and the universe, God, everything. And my best friend in the world, who I won't name, but you know, she taught me just everything. I don't know. This is the first video I've made, I think, for the YouTube channel where I'm talking and getting choked up. I'm a Pisces Sun, Cancer Moon, and Taurus Ascending. So I have this bull-like persona, this stubborn, action-oriented, kind of like, I'll do what I want type energy that I display to the world. But inside, I just swim in my emotions all the time. And it can be challenging to deal with me for that reason. Because not only do I swim in my emotions and I'm super, super, super sensitive, but I can feel other people's emotions. And so I get insulted by them. I get insulted by people who are literally just talking to me. They're just talking. But because I can feel what they're feeling, I can read between the lines, and I cause myself suffering because I interpret, usually quite accurately, precisely how they feel about me. And it can be challenging to know that you're talking to somebody that you hold in high esteem, and they're just they just think you're stupid, or they think that you're not capable of doing what you said you're going to do, or things like that, right? So it can be difficult. And for me, this energy is about really launching my services to the public. I'm still going to do one-on-one coaching for free. I have no reason not to. My time is valuable, but I don't need money right now. So I'm not going to charge for my one-on-one services until I have to. I will charge for my tarot readings, because when I do readings, I'm sort of engaging in energetic work, and there's transactional energy that's happening, and I think that it makes most sense for me to charge for that. Spirits kind of really push that, like I have to charge something for that, so I'm gonna figure that out. But my one-on-one coaching, if you're in, and I filter it out. I don't just accept everybody. I don't have enough time. I gauge how much of a crisis you're in and how much I think I can help you. And then as the conversations go on, I get a better understanding of how specifically I can offer guidance. And usually by then I'll understand too, like, specifically where you're at, and that's one of my talents, is to be able to kind of see where on the spiral staircase or the spiral path you're on. If you're not familiar with power versus force, it has consciousness levels that go up to like 700 or 800 or something, but that is an outdated model. The actual model that's more closer to that, and it talks about the same thing, is the spiral dynamics model. But as you spiral up, you get to the top, and then you break through it and realize, oh, it still just goes. It's infinite. So you hit that enlightenment vibration. There's still more. There's more, and it doesn't ever end. And so it's really important that when we have these opportunities for growth and for pushing out and doing something that makes us uncomfortable, this is where the biggest lessons come, right? Like, this is what it's all about. It's all about experience. If I want to be the leader that I claim, I need to balance my masculine with my feminine. I need to approach everything with compassion. And I need to be able to deeply understand many different types of challenges, karmic challenges, familial challenges, relationship challenges, etc. And that's why I chose the incarnation the way I did. That's why I was molested, so that I can speak to that. I've been incarcerated. I can speak to that. I didn't go to like jail for a crime or anything. I spent one night in the drunk tank, and then I spent a few different times I was hospitalized in a mental health facility against my will. And so it was actually 3 times against my will. The last time, I'm going to make another video about this. This was only just a couple days ago. I was hospitalized for like 6 days against my will, and they wouldn't give me a lawyer or anything, and it was really difficult. And because of COVID and stuff, they didn't have TV, they didn't have radio, they didn't have the activity room open. When I first went in there, I didn't even have I had literally nothing. I didn't have shoes or a shirt, which is funny. It's a funny story. I'm gonna make a video that just tells this whole story. But I didn't have a shirt. Well, I had a shirt sort of, but it was like a Batman cape I fashioned. So I wonder why they held me, right? But anyway, so I had to have all these experiences. I had to have my heart destroyed multiple times by various women. I needed to experience a long relationship with my wife that was full of good times, but also full of conflict between us. Us not really ever being able to see eye to eye on things, just because we were so different people. And her being just as stubborn as me caused neither of us to really bend. So when when you have a relationship and neither of you bend, it's just like, right? Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Whatever. I'll mute it if I have to. So my advice is to use this energy as catalyst for your own changes, like transformation. Consider the things that are the hardest for you to change and think about whether or not those are things that you want to change. Like if you're in a relationship and you're happy, then that's great. That's great. Be happy. Be happy in your relationship, and if that's, or maybe you're recommitting to an old relationship that you didn't feel like you gave enough chances to. This energy can help facilitate that as well. Now I will warn that, you know, people can change. You know, like people always say that people don't change, don't try to change people. That's not true. People can change. They change moment to moment, and especially with people waking up. So it could be that your spouse is like totally unconscious and you're awakened, right? And you want them to wake up. And, you know, maybe if you're patient, maybe they will. I don't know. Who can say, right? I do know that you won't be able to force them awake. Their inner being will not allow them to wake up. And a lot of people on Earth right now have actually disconnected from their inner being entirely. And those are the people that I talk about that have that vacant look. They have that vacancy. They're typically going to be narcissistic, either covert narcissistic or just standard narcissists. Covert narcissists are the harder ones to deal with because typically their narcissism presents in a way of like they're talking about their suffering and why everything's horrible for them, and they really know how to pull on your heartstrings because typically things happen pretty hard for them. That's how the disorder gets built, right? It's a protective mechanism. It gets built through conditioning when typically in childhood, and that's what most people say causes narcissistic personality disorder or psychopathy, sociopathy. Those things tend to come from that if you believe in the nature versus nurture type argument. Some people are predisposed to it, but then typically there has to be a trigger, right? Something's going to trigger that defense mechanism in the brain to start changing things, and actually changes your episodic memory as well. So narcissists actually don't remember conversations properly. That's why when you have an argument with a narcissist and then talk about it later, like they had a different argument with you. It went totally different for them. Anyway, so let me know what you think. Let me know what you think for the moon. Do you have any different energies about it? Do you feel like you're prepared to make some of these sacrifices that you're gonna have to make? Like, I'm not saying you have to go homeless like me, and you know, I won't be home. I'll get an Airbnb. It's fine. I just don't know where I'm going or anything like that, and I'll figure it out. I don't care, to be honest. As long as I have my guitar and my stuff, a little bit of clothes. I don't even need clothes. I'm a nudist now. No. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This video is so long. Let me know if you enjoyed the rambling. You know, I've got a lot of compliments on my videos, and you know, people are generally very, very receptive, and like almost all my videos have no dislikes on them. So I'm doing something right. I just thought I would try this, and it's kind of a longer one, but maybe you can put it on and just listen to it while you do something else. Maybe I'll put a little note in the beginning. This is a bit rambly, but I hope you found it useful. I hope some of the insights I shared about my own life made some sense to you, or helped, you know, show. I like to try and show that men can be vulnerable, right? Like, finally, I'm pretty balanced with my masculinity and my femininity. I've always been more feminine than masculine, but I think finally I'm coming into balance with that, and my assertiveness, and my confidence in action is now at a point where I can go and do things, and I can bring the energy that's necessary for the goal that I have. But anyways, if you liked the video, click the like button. It really helps the channel. If you want to see more of the stuff I make, consider subscribing. And if you need one-on-one support, reach out. Message me on Instagram, probably, HowToHero1 on Instagram. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.